Good morning, South Jersey, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schweim and Pete Thompson right here on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. It's Eagles Sunday, Eagles-Jets at 1:05, and Pete Thompson, good to see you, buddy.
Thanks, pal. Good to see you as well.
Pete, you had a busy week, man. You went to see Genesis with the Q.
How about that, right? It's written in the book. Yeah, we had a nice time, man. See, that's what happens, you don't invite me to, like, significant movie premieres, so I just blew you off, and I went right to the more fun guy.
Well, now I invited you to the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine holiday gala.
Yeah, which is very nice. I have a conflict that night, but I would normally be all over that.
I'm amazed that you're out and about. You're a man about town.
My resilience?
Yeah, man. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it.
Well,
Then again, you don't have a 6-year-old running around.
That's true. I don't have a 6-year-old, but I am 50. I mean, listen, if somebody
You're a young pup.
Somebody says, do you want to go try Screwball peanut butter whiskey for free? And maybe we'll give you some money to go do it. Yeah.
So you go to Genesis Thursday night. You do the happy hour with Gil.
That is correct.
And then you're at the canals in Belmar.
Right. Don't forget that I did teach all day on Friday
and you
as well.
Taught.
Yes. So, I educated the youth of America.
Totally amazing your effort.
Full disclosure, I had a guest speaker. So that helped. Guest speakers. So as you know, guest speakers are the greatest thing ever. You can bring somebody in to sort of take over the class, and all you got to do is facilitate a little hello.
Nothing like watching a movie or a documentary or maybe even a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, back in you and I are so old, it'd be like we're watching a film strip. What's a film strip? Remember those? Right. Where they used to do the boop, right? Switch to the next one. We're going to be at Atco. You ever been to Rack's Pub in Atco?
Yes, I have. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, that's where our next one is. It's coming up this coming Friday, December 10th, and then
that's a little closer for you.
Yeah, that's a little closer. I think we went farthest out to start, and then we're sort of getting back closer into the area.
That's up in my territory.
Sure. And then the next one, how about this? You ever been to the Roger Wilco in Pennsauken?
Absolutely. No, that's far for you.
That is far for me. Yes.
You should get me to do that one.
Well, look at you trying to steal my money. These are my remotes, man.
All right.
Can you handle the Screwball?
Well,
have you had it yet?
No, I have not. But I'll tell you what, if you can't make that Roger Wilco thing, I'll fill in for you.
You want me to have you tap in?
Why not?
That's so funny.
All right. Hey, Pete Thompson, man. A lot going on with the Philadelphia Eagles. A missed golden opportunity last week, but they get an opportunity to right the ship this week against the struggling 3-5.
You already forgot the Jets record? I guarantee you that you've read every clip of everything so far.
Well, they stink so bad. We've never lost to the Jets.
That is correct. The Eagles are 5-7. The Jets are 3-8. The Eagles' last line I saw, they were favored by 6.5. Although the line was coming down based on who's going to play at quarterback. Right?
Listen, the sportsbook consigliere. Dave Sharapan yesterday on the show predicted the Eagles 24-20. He's got the Jets covering, but the Eagles win in the game.
I know this. I predicted a low score, and I'm not going to say what it is yet because we saved that for the end, but I predicted a low total, and that was when I thought Jalen Hurts was going to be the quarterback. Now, it's interesting to me, and I always get a kick out of this, when news breaks. See, one of two things happens. News will break, and I'll retweet it, and then Gil will get pissed off at me because I didn't retweet us. Maybe I retweeted somebody else, national. And it's like, well, dude, he's the one that broke it, right? So in this case, it was Derek Gunn that broke the news that Jalen Hurts may not be in the lineup today. Now, he said Jalen Hurts won't be in the lineup, right? He said he's out, and he said Boston Scott is questionable, right? Well, about 2 hours later, of course, who comes in but Adam Schefter to say the Eagles are saying it's a game time decision, just so Adam Schefter can, but he did acknowledge that Gunn had tweeted that first. My favorite was that because I have the My Teams app on my phone for Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, and I also have the 97.3 app, of course. I got a lot of apps, but I had that My Teams app, and I get some alert that says, that Jalen Hurts isn't going to play. And I look at it, and they had to quote Derek Gunn's report. Yeah, that's the guy that they fired, So way to go, D. Gunn, if you're out there.
All right, we send our condolences out to Claude Humphrey and his family. Claude Humphrey, a longtime Eagle, passed away. Philadelphia Eagle, great. He played for the Falcons for many years.
I didn't realize because when he joined the Eagles in 79, I was 8. You know, I barely knew who Ron Jaworski and Harold Carmichael were. I remember Claude Humphrey, and I remember what a key part he was
a big
to that defense.
Absolutely.
You know, and not for nothing, but he played in an era, Billy, where sacks weren't really recorded. You know, the sack wasn't an official stat until after his playing days were done, but he did get into the Hall of Fame, and deservedly so, because the guy was a flat-out beast. I mean, he was really, really good.
Now, Pete Thompson,
Billy
I don't
Schweim.
have to tell you that if Gardner Minshew does play today
and plays
well, where are we again when it comes to Philadelphia backup quarterbacks? Are we enamored with these guys?
Well, you already said you love Hurts, so you're not allowed to say anything.
No, but guess what?
You're done. Wait, cut his mic off. You're done.
Here's what's going to happen. Gardner Minshew is going to come in today. He's going to throw for 322 yards.
Yeah.
He's going to throw 2 touchdown passes. He's going to look great. The Eagles are going to roll. And next thing you know, there's going to be a quarterback controversy.
More than likely, if that's what happens with Gardner Minshew. You know, I mean, the guy's probably chomping at the bit to play, right? Nobody wants to hold the clipboard, especially not when you've been the guy. And he had moments of greatness. He certainly, the Minshew magic is real. You know, maybe Devontae Smith has a breakout game. Maybe Dallas Goedert.
Absolutely.
You know, who knows? Maybe there's another receiver we're not talking about. Listen, a minute ago, you talked about Claude Humphrey. I want to throw this out here. The Eagles are 30th in the NFL in sacks. They only have 19 sacks, but they're doing well in pressures. So that means they're getting close to the quarterback, but they're not bringing the quarterback down. Hargrave, we know, career best 7 sacks so far. You want to know how many sacks Fletcher Cox has on the season?
What does he have, 4?
1.
I knew it was a low total.
Stinking sack. That's it for the guy that you're paying all that money to. So you want to see him get more sacks. Claude Humphrey certainly got a lot of sacks, even though they didn't officially call him.
So we got our Eagles pregame show today. We got a great show.
We're the pregame to the pregame.
We're the pregame to the pregame. Listen, Pete, we have a star-studded lineup. We got Scott Grayson at 10:15. The fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, at 11:15. And then we have our own Brad Quast, who's up at MetLife Stadium. He's going to the Jets game up there in North Jersey.
I mean, he's not just going to the Jets game. He's getting treated like royalty at the Jets game. He was telling me about the setup they have. He says they have like a Jet Hall of Fame room or a former player room. And, you know, Brad was drafted by the Jets, so he's in like Flynn. Plus, he does a lot of stuff with NFL alumni and helps out. He's got a good relationship up there, so he takes care of them. They take care of him. Life is good.
I'd be remiss to not bring up the great college championship games.
Yeah, where do you want to start on those? I mean, wow. First of all, Alabama. Let's start there.
Disgusting.
Okay?
I was pulling for Georgia. Georgia just can't.
The
Dogs just can't beat Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest question. Look, so this is what we know, right? You know, that committee, like when the games got done, they moved from the room where they watched the games to like the meeting room, like no phones, and everybody get in here and let's talk about the top 25, right? And you already know who's going to be in there, right? I mean, now you've got Alabama, Michigan, Cincinnati, right? I mean, you already know all 4 teams that are going to be in there. The only question is what the order of those teams is and how far is Georgia going to sink? You know, would they do that? Would they?
I think Georgia falls out.
No. There's no way Georgia falls out. What are you smoking and pass it over to this side of the board?
Well, I don't know.
No way. I mean, look, the thing that happened was Oklahoma State. And if you watch that game against Baylor, I mean, that was, well, you saw it on social media, right? I'm sure you
but I was
saw
in the car. Let's do on the radio on 97.3
4th down, like the guy's reaching for it. And I mean, that was unbelievable. But that to me, that's going to leave the Big 12 out of the playoff spot. You know, look, there's only 4 teams that get in, buddy.
And Brad Quast, Iowa, they got waxed last night.
They sure did. I was pulling for Iowa for several reasons.
You like Harbaugh?
No. Do I like Harbaugh?
Yeah.
No.
You don't like Harbaugh?
No.
Why not?
He's a jerk. He's arrogant. I don't like him one bit.
What coach is it? Saban.
Dick Vermeil.
Well.
See? Gotcha.
Got me there. Dick Vermeil.
That was outstanding how easy that was. Now, look, we know who the teams are going to be. The only question is what the order is going to be.
I had 3 friends of mine.
Really what it is,
3 friends of mine, college guys that I went to college with that are
Alabama, Georgia, Michigan, Cincinnati. We know those teams.
They went to the game last night down there in Atlanta.
Yeah,
and I was texting with them last night a little bit. I just can't believe it. I mean, I can't believe. I just want Alabama to lose. I'm tired of Alabama. I'm tired of Nick Saban.
Okay,
All
that's
right?
fine. You can have your anger toward Nick Saban in Alabama.
Tired of it.
Did you watch Pitt win at all?
Yeah, watch Pitt.
Did you see the classiness of one Mike Gill on Twitter?
No, I did not.
He said, and I quote, "I want to congratulate my Pitt friends, including at Pompey on Sixers on the Panthers ACC title. I am a WVU alumni, but hey, they earned it. See you September 3rd, 2022.
But I did see a picture of Pompey in the
about
stands.
a half hour ago. I saw Pompey in the stands. Yeah, good on him.
Hey, Pete, nice. We got a great show lined up today. Eagles Sunday. Eagles can right the ship and get a little revenge from last week's loss up at MetLife Stadium. They'll be on CBS today.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I don't know. That must be one of those payoff things where they can't have all the games on Fox or something like that. Look, now that
the AFC, when the Eagles play an AFC team on the road, it goes on CBS.
That's for sure.
Yeah,
that's 100%.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
Yep.
I can't believe you knew something I didn't.
Jeez, I know a lot of things you don't know, Pete.
Yeah. Do you know the text that Gil just sent me that I can't read on the air? If you've hung around him long enough, you know his feelings on Pitt.
That's what I was going to say when he said friends. I'm sure he used that word.
Yeah, friends with an F. Yeah.
All right. Hey, Pete, you know what?
It's time.
The first hour of the locker was powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an issue-wide leader with a team of experts that help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing of the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Hey, the locker room at Blitz's Market want to discount your Eagles game day meal during the Eagles season. On game day, get an Italian hoagie for just $5 when you mention the locker room. Get down to Blitz's all season long at 21st at Asbury Avenue in Ocean City, New Jersey. Blitz's now has online ordering at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Blitz's, home of the dill pickle hoagie. It's really a big deal. Now, I want to tell people about My Winter Watchdog. Have you heard about New Jersey's premier vacant home management service, My Winter Watchdog? You know those worrisome thoughts that creep into your mind every time you hear of a storm coming, and the daunting task of driving down to the shore to check on your house, hours of time on the road. Let My Winter Watchdog be your eyes and ears with their 15-point inspection checklist. They offer a full menu of maintenance and improvement services. Owner Debbie McGonigal and her team of property caretakers are professional, licensed, bonded, and insured. So don't let the winter worry you. They'll give your house that lived-in look. That's My Winter Watchdog. Go to mywinterwatchdog.com or give them a call at 267-202-1869. That's 267-202-1869, or send Debbie an email, debbie@mywinterwatchdog.com. All right, when we return, we'll talk with Scott Grayson. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app. All right, we're back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson, 97.3 ESPN, Eagles game day. And as always, every Sunday at this time, we go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome into the locker room, 97.3 ESPN.com, Eagles writer, Fox 29 News sports anchor, the man himself, Scott Grayson. What's up, Scott Grayson?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Well, Scott, you tell me, because you're the man in the know, who is playing quarterback today?
I think the only one who knows that, or maybe the only two people, would be Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni. And I really think they're going to let him go out there in warm-ups and try to show them that he can play. He said all week he wants to play. I think he should be given the chance to play if he can play. And, you know, warm-ups are going to tell us a lot about that. Now, the bigger question is, if he can't start today, what do they do? And you run the risk of, I mean, this guy's, I know we're going to get into this, but this to me is a must-win game because you lost last week.
Absolutely.
You really cannot afford to lose this game. So I think you need to play this game very cautiously from the standpoint of, if Jalen Hurts can't go today, Gardner Minshew's your starter, but Jalen becomes my backup. I mean, unless he literally cannot stand out there, I don't think I want my season hanging in the balance of a guy who's never taken an NFL snap before. And so therefore, even if he doesn't run, he at least knows enough of the offense. I mean, obviously Jalen Hurts knows the whole offense and can do enough, as he did at the end of that Giants game, to at least help the team move the ball down the field. So if he can't play today, he needs to be the backup in my mind, unless he's really that bad that he can't even go out there and drop back and throw a pass. So I think we're going to know a lot at 11:30. We're not going to know everything. If he is active at 11:30, there still is the question of whether he's the starter or the backup.
Oh, that's a good point.
If I had him today in fantasy football, I'm not playing him. I am not playing him because I'm not taking the risk of running up to 1 o'clock with not knowing for certain whether he's starting or the backup if he is active. And I think that's the way the Eagles are going to play this today. We won't know until they go out there to take their first snap for sure whether he's starting.
Now, Scotty, do we know the severity? We don't know the severity because of the NFL protocols, but have you heard anything, any rumors with people down at the facility? We don't know the severity, what foot it is, what ankle?
No, I mean, that's all part of the COVID and everything. And I mean, during this time of the season, the media doesn't even get out there to see a whole lot of practice anyway. So yeah, you're really going into this blind. We don't know a whole lot. The team is the only ones really who've been out there and seen. He's been listed as a limited participant. That could mean everything from just going out there wearing a jersey and tossing a few balls around to, and we have heard he has not really participated in practice much at all. But he doesn't need to.
No.
And I'm not surprised by that. He knows the playbook. He knows the plays. Frankly, you're better off spending the time giving Minshew the reps this week in the event that you do need him. So you want him as ready as possible. So I'm not surprised by the way the week went at all. No, we do not know the actual severity. It's obviously not severe enough that they ruled him out coming into this. So therefore, they're going to wait and see how he traveled up there. How did he wake up today? How does he do when he gets out there? And just tries to put a little pressure on it. My suspicion is he hasn't really tested it much throughout the week. So they know they have a bye next week. So they know they need to be careful. But if you're too careful and you lose this game, that may just very well be the end of the season at that point. So they can't be too careful, and I think they know that.
We're talking with Scott Grayson. You can follow him on Twitter at @SGrayson, Fox 29. And, and of course, the Eagles or the Jets are 27th in defense against the rush and 29th against the pass. So, Jalen Hurts had a bad game last week. He wants nothing more than to get in there and try to put that in the past and have a good game today by throwing the ball.
Yeah, I mean, he did not have a good game last week in that stadium. So he would love for nothing more than to go back there and play a lot better. And yes, the numbers all say everything you're saying there from an individual perspective, from a selfish player perspective, would say, I need to go out there. I can have a good game today. But and I suspect Jalen Hurts is this guy. If he does not feel like he has it today, he would not want to hurt his team. So I'll be curious to see how he balances that internal battle as much as anything else to decide whether he plays or not. Look, if Gardner Minshew plays, guys, I've been curious how much of the success they've had running the ball is because of the threat that Jalen Hurts has running the ball. And so if Gardner Minshew plays, perhaps we get a peek at that. Now, he's not, he can run the ball too. Of course, he can't run it like Jalen Hurts, but he can be a little bit mobile. And so, there is still the potential that he could keep it a little bit. But I really think that the success of the running game is due to the fact that Jalen Hurts can dash you and gash you with his legs. So if he doesn't play today, that is something I'd be curious to see. Now, it is the Jets, and you mentioned their stats and where they rank defensively. So you'd only take that with a grain of salt anyway. But to me, this is a game, whether you have Jalen Hurts or not, you got to be able to go out there and beat these guys. They're hanging by a thread. They won last week, so they're going to feel a little bit good about themselves. You have to look, every bit of the frustration we heard from these guys last week needs to come out in the form of punching these guys squarely in the teeth today on the other side of the ball. Take it to them in the first quarter, put them away, and let Jalen Hurts and other starters get a little bit of rest going into this bye week so you can come out the other side ready to make a real push at the playoffs.
Now, Scott, Jalen Hurts isn't just the only significant name on the injury list or the only question mark out there. You're talking about the running game, too, and we know Jordan Howard is out, but there's also a question about Boston Scott. And if Boston Scott doesn't play, how does that change the Eagles' ability to run the football?
It hurts because you obviously have a lot of experience in Boston Scott and what he's done. He's had a lot of success in that stadium, as we talked about last week against the Giants. So there's, I don't want to diminish how significant that is. Like, you're going into this game then potentially with just two running backs. Now, Kenny Gainwell, I think he's got a lot to offer this team, and he's just been trying to find his way through and find his opportunities. Now, with Jordan Howard out, I'd much rather Gainwell be your third back instead of your second. But again, we talked about what the Jets are, what they've been. I think there's the potential for Gainwell to come in. I think you'd see Miles Sanders get the bulk of the roles as the running back. He would be asked to carry that load more than perhaps he has been in the past, and I think he'd welcome that. But you'd see Gainwell be that third down back. He would be that guy who comes in, occasionally probably gets, a series to give Sanders a break. But look, this team relies heavily on the run. If they only have two guys running the ball, and Gardner Minshew's out there where Jalen Hurts also is a guy who has been a running back getting his carries, that's a lot of load to put on these running backs. So you're going to have to rely on the passing game a little bit more just to keep those guys a little fresh back there with their legs. This is not the way the Eagles would have drawn this up. And it will be interesting from the analyst perspective, which all three of us like to try to be, and many fans out there too, to look at how they attack this game and hear after the fact what kind of handicaps they were playing with today.
Well, and that's the thing. So they elevated Jared Maiden from the practice squad, but they didn't elevate a running back. So maybe that does give us a clue on whether or not Scott's going to be able to go. But I thought it was a fair question to ask, given the fact that Hurts is questionable and we know Howard's out, and it just affects that ground game, which has been like the key to their success.
Yeah, and Boston Scott's not dealing with an injury. This was an illness during the week. It was not COVID. At least the team, otherwise the team would have put him on that COVID list. So he's just been dealing with, not feeling well. So we've all been there, right? And perhaps he wakes up today, or he woke up yesterday and said, I'm feeling better, guys. I think I'm going to be fine tomorrow. So yeah, you're right. It is telling they did not pull somebody up from the practice squad just to have an extra back, because going into a game with just two backs is that's dangerous. So I think Scott will be active. I think that is what that tells you. But whether he's going to play the third role as a back and be there dressed if they need him, or whether he's going to play his normal role, of course, we will remain to be seen. But it was just an illness with him. And so my suspicion is he's coming on the other side of that and feeling good enough to play.
We're talking with Scott Grayson. Of course, you can catch Scott Grayson with Mike Gill of the Sports Bash every Monday after Eagles games for Grayson's Grades. And, of course, the last time the Eagles played the Jets, they smoked them 31-6. Last meeting was in 2019 at the Link. So if it's a time that you're going to be a little banged up, and they've never lost to the Jets, and I know that so far, looking at the prediction sheet, everybody so far that we've asked have all picked the Birds to win. I'm just a little skeptical because we thought last week, the Eagles are going to get right against the Giants, even their record out, and we saw what happened. Jalen Hurts with a 17.5 quarterback rating. Can you get any lower?
Look, there's a lot to go into with that. Like, why was it that way? Well, why was Jalen Reagor targeted the most? I mean, if I were trying to protect my quarterback rating, I don't know that I'd be throwing to him as much as he did. And I don't know, that everything about last week was just goofy. Like, what the heck was that?
Right.
The old Seinfeld Bizarro World episode, right? Like, what is going on here? And despite all of that, despite 3 Jalen Hurts interceptions and a Boston Scott fumble in crunch time, they still almost won the game.
Right.
It was just totally weird and wacky and crazy the way it all went down. And no, it's not even like the Giants won the game. The Eagles beat themselves. And if the Eagles don't win today, I suspect it'll be a similar storyline. They beat themselves. So, to me, I just think you look at last week, you have to crumble it up in a piece of paper, you throw it away, because every week in the NFL, there's usually one of those kind of games. They happen to be part of it. I can't imagine that they would have another game like that in succession. And if they do, you got to call the coaching out. You got to call everything else out, the players. And so I really don't think I think that the pride on this team is going to shine today. And I'm foreshadowing a little bit here, but there is no way that they lose to the Giants for the first time in franchise history.
To the Jets. All right. You know what?
The Jets, I'm sorry.
Yeah. You look at this Eagles team. They're 11, ranked 11 total defensive ranking. They're 11, so they got to win the turnover battle, Scott. That's the key. We talk about it every single week, but you can't turn the ball over in this league.
No, they can't. And you know what's interesting? You bring that up, because here's what I'm looking at. I saw this week Darius Slay active on Twitter, making a push for the Pro Bowl. I think he deserves it, but he wasn't among the top, I think, 4 vote getters. And that's what he was tweeting out. So there's a guy playing with a chip on his shoulder this week, and you're looking across the line of scrimmage at a guy like Zach Wilson. To me, you're chomping at the bit today, and you are begging for him to throw the ball your way. You look at this defensive line. They need to have a 3, 4, 5 sack game. And perhaps today is the day that you can go out there and do that. This Jets team has very little to play for at this point. And you can go out there and now they're not mathematically eliminated. Virtually nobody is at this point, other than perhaps the Lions. But you can go out there today, and I really think that this defense could have a monster game. I think they could go out today, and there's no threat of the run. There is really no threat of the pass as long as you get back there, and that's what frustrated me last week, was that the Eagles really didn't get in Daniel Jones' face much. And to me, that's a flaw. When this defense can get in front of an inexperienced or a very flawed quarterback like a Daniel Jones or a Zach Wilson today, you got to harass those guys. You got to make them make mistakes. We talked about that before. You can't just sit back and wait for an NFL quarterback to make a mistake on his own. They're in the NFL for a reason, and it's likely not going to happen. Zach Wilson today, I want to see the Eagles. I want to see Gannon really get in his face. I want to see them really harass him and make him make mistakes. And guys like Darius Slay, he might have another pick 6 today.
All right, Grayson, it's that time for your pick. The last week you had the Eagles winning 31-13. What say you this week?
You had to bring that up, huh?
Me too.
We all did. Guess what? Everybody that we asked picked the Eagles last week.
Look, guys, I see a blowout today. I really do. I don't care who the quarterback is. They should dominate the line of scrimmage. I also think that they really should be able to handle them on defense as well. Like I said, to me, guys, this is a 34-10 Eagles win.
Wow, 34-10. I like it. They need to make a statement. They need to get on the right side of the ledger. We always love having you on to give us the insight. Of course, you can catch you on Monday with Mike Gill for Grayson's Grades on the Sports Bash, 97.3ESPN.com. And, of course, we'll see you tonight on Sports Sunday and Fox 29. Thank you, Scott Grayson.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.
Praise the Lord. Enjoy church.
There he is, Scotty Grayson. I'll tell you what, great insight from Scott Grayson, Pete.
He always brings it, man. And listen, like everybody else, he doesn't know if Hurts is going to play. It's one of those things. Like you got to wait until you can see what happens on warmups. I think that's the thing. I think we haven't really factored in. When I saw the tweet yesterday, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. But then I haven't thought about the fact that Hurts really does want to get out there if he can. So now
would you, Pete, if you had a 17.5?
Right. You embarrassed yourself last week. Absolutely. You want to get out there and prove that was a fluke and that wasn't the same thing. Now, that said, there's a medical staff for a reason. Right. There's people there for a reason. And they're obviously going to caution him. Right. I think if you ask me right now, do I think he plays? I'm going to say no. I don't think he plays.
I don't think he does either. I think he's because we would be hearing these grumblings.
If not only because I want my boy Derek Gunn to be right. You know?
All right, get down to the Blitz's Market for your $5 game day hoagie at Blitz's Market. When you mention the locker room, get your $5 hoagie down at Blitz's. Blitz's online ordering at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Hey, the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers, sellers, real estate agents, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, from the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Hey, on the way down here today, Pete, I saw a Maserati Levante go.
All right, so you're
right by me.
You're in your average car, just sort of tooling along. And were you in? Did you have to move out of the way?
No, I travel in the right lane. I'm not
not the middle.
No, I travel in the There's 2 lanes
until it gets to 3. So this was at the 2-lane part.
So mile marker 36.
Oh, geez, you even recorded it down in your head.
It went right by me.
All right, so you're in the right lane, and this thing goes by you like a bat out of you know what, and you're like, "What kind of car is that?"
So I sped up, and I got behind it. It was a Levante, beautiful car.
Yeah.
All right,
nice
friends. Let me tell you about Maserati, the main line, located just minutes from downtown Philadelphia. They offer a client-focused car buying experience designed to exceed all expectations, and invite you to stop and see the area's largest selection of new Maseratis, including the sporty Ghibli mid-size sedan or the class-leading Levante, the only SUV worthy of being called a Maserati. Maserati, the mainline, also leads the nation in certified pre-owned sales and has the highest quality like new Maseratis available on the market. Your experience does not end at the point of a sale, as Maserati, the mainline, offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides a new Maserati loaner car. So be audacious. Call my good friend Michael Pileggi at Maserati, the mainline, today at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800, or visit them online anytime at motml.com. And, of course, you go buy a car for your significant other, Mike will give you a big bow.
That's it? Get the bow with the car?
You get the bow with the car. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson, Eagles pregame show right here on 97.3 ESPN. All right, we're back here in the locker room. Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson, 97.3 ESPN, Eagles pregame show.
It's the pregame to the pregame.
And if you want to watch the stream yard, we got we're all in our Eagles green, Twitter and Facebook today? Twitter and Facebook?
Every week you ask me this. Twitter and YouTube.
Twitter and YouTube.
The Facebook police are much more strict.
That's right.
We didn't, we
Pete,
don't
I got to
have
tell
the
you,
ability.
yesterday I had an opportunity after the show to go to Randazzo's for lunch.
Oh, did you see Joe Pop?
I saw Joe Pop down there, but I got to tell you, I talk about their lobster bisque.
Yeah.
It is. I put
To die
his
for.
lobster bisque
To
up
die
against
for.
anybody. 5-star
Now,
restaurants.
what sets it apart? The chunkiness,
So,
like the chunks of lobster in
Oh,
there.
it's loaded with lobster.
Right.
It's real lobster. They make it every single day.
Right. Okay.
And
So this isn't filler.
It's
is
not
what you're
too
saying,
creamy.
right?
It's just right.
You want to hear a funny story?
Yes.
So before the concert, we go to an Italian restaurant
Right.
in South Philly.
You and Brad.
I will not name the name, and the two other people we went with. Right. So we go to this Italian restaurant. We sit down. Now, it was hard to get a reservation. We were trying to get a reservation for 6, and they were busy, so we had to make one for 5:15. And then when we got one, we were at some like little small table in the bar, like gigantic place, but
Gigantic guys.
Right. All they had was the bar. Right. Fine. Okay. So anyhow, we sit down and we barely look at the menu. We're all kind of BSing back and forth. And then the girl comes by and she says, you ready to order? And we weren't. So we surveyed the menu. Then she comes again. So I point to Brad. Go ahead, Brad. He says, I'm going to have the crab cakes. Right. She stops him and says, all right, sir, I just want you to know that the crab cakes are $45.
What?
And that's exactly what he said. He goes, what? And she said, well, the price of crab. And he goes, $45? All right, I don't want the crab cake. Skip me. Go to him.
Oh,
Right.
my gosh.
So then we went to the next person and came back around. I had chicken parm. Brad also had chicken parm. Yes.
Well,
He fell right in line with the PT.
And I won't be remiss if I didn't tell you this. So I hooked up with Joe Lenigan. Had to see Joe Lenigan yesterday.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
sponsor of the show.
Call Lenigan.
He's a great guy.
And again and again.
But a couple weeks ago, we were trying to get.
Wasn't it just last week?
Last week.
Yeah.
We tried to get a hold of Joe. Unbeknownst to me, he was on his way back from Florida. He drove 18 hours straight through.
Oh,
well, when he
okay.
gets home,
all right. No auto train for Joe Lenigan.
When he gets home, he goes
funny.
He goes right to bed, right?
So he's out.
But he's out. But he leaves his phone on his stand next to his bed. He said he never brings. Yeah. He didn't turn it off. So you and I are saying if Joe Lenigan's out there, call in. Well, his phone starts blowing up. He couldn't sleep.
You were the reason for his insomnia.
So he gave me a Christmas bonus to say, stop
calling me.
Stop talking about
Stop
me.
talking about me. Only the business, not about me. That's great. We love you, Joe.
And the reason why we were trying to reach out to Joe is because he was Mr. Optimistic. He was the only guy that had this Eagle team going 12-5.
Now, I wonder how he feels now.
Wow.
Not for nothing, but how do you feel now, Joe?
Got a question for you, Pete.
Sir, speak to me.
So at the end of last week's game, we see Devontae Smith running off the field, throwing his helmet.
Well, he was pissed, and rightfully so.
All right, rightfully so. But do you like to see that in a first-round draft choice? Does that bother you? Does it?
Not a bit.
No,
not a bit.
I actually think it's a good thing.
Look, Philly fans, and myself included, will always take passion over apathy. And I think that look, I want him to go demand the ball. I want him to want the ball.
You want your stars to want the ball.
I feel like I'm quoting Nicholson and A Few Good Men. You need me on that wall. You want me on that wall. Yeah, well,
we use words like honor, code, loyalty.
Oh, boy.
We use these words as a backbone to a life spent defending something.
Who's going to do
You use them as a punchline. I neither have the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man that rises and sleeps in the blanket of the very freedom that I provide and then question the manner in which I provide it. I would rather you just said thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up a weapon and stand at post. Either way, I don't give a darn to what you think you are entitled to. So you get me going, Pete.
That was very good. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Aaron Sorkin
one
wrote
of the best movie ever. It's my favorite.
Few Good Men. Rob Reiner directed. Kevin Pollak stealing money again in one of those great little underrated roles.
Look at you, Pete.
To me, more so hot. Even at, what is she, 60?
Is Demi Moore 60?
I don't know. I got to look that up.
So,
now.
Pete, looking at the Eagles stats, I mean, you see an Eagles offense that's ranked number one rushing offense with a 157.
59. She turned 60.
She's hot.
Yeah, she's 59. So she's 59 and still attractive.
Eagles own the number one ranked rushing offense, 157.9 yards per game in the NFL. Do they run that? Let's hypothetically, if Gardner Minshew is the quarterback and you're going into a game with the Jets 29th against the pass.
Don't pass. Keep trying the run. I don't care who the damn quarterback
is. Yeah, but they're 29th against the pass. No,
listen, part of the thing, too, is that Sirianni's been using 3 wide receiver sets for both the passing and the running. They've used 11 personnel, which is the running back, a tight end, and 3 wide receivers, 69% of the time. Now, in their last 3 games, despite averaging 40.7 rush attempts per game, they still kept using 11 personnel. You think if you're going to run, you got to have 12 personnel in there. But the reality is they've been averaging 5.7 yards per carry out of that 11 personnel. So why would you switch to 12?
Last week, they ran the ball 33 times, and they threw it 31.
Yeah, that's
so balanced. It was a balanced attack, but, the last 4 or 5 games, actually the last 8 weeks, it's been a lopsided run-pass ratio.
I thought what Grayson said was the most telling, too, which is if Hurts doesn't play, we will really see how much Hurts has helped them become the number 1 rushing offense after the Vegas loss. I mean, since they lost to Vegas, Billy, 1,078 yards on the ground. That's Hurts obviously leads the way, 695 yards rushing and 8 touchdowns.
Well, that's the most ever 5 games in team history since 1950.
That's their identity. Run the football. And I think they should continue. I don't care who the quarterback is today. Keep running the football.
See, I think here's what's going to happen. Gardner Minshew
run to set up the pass.
He gets in that game. He's not the runner, obviously, that Jalen Hurts is. He's going to throw the ball. He's more accurate. And you're going to see, what's going to happen. I'm telling you, Pete, what's going to happen. Minshew, if he gets in there, he's going to wow everybody. He's going to throw probably for 300 yards plus. He's going to maybe 2 touchdowns. He's going to hit Devontae Smith and Goddard are going to be very involved in the game. And what's going to happen during the week of the bye?
That's right. It's just another week to kick up the controversy. Hey, Jeff Bones with us on StreamYard, and he says good morning to you. He says, first of all, if we lose the Jets, my whole Christmas is going to be screwed.
Oh, is that Jeff Bone?
Yeah, Jeff Bone. Jeff Bone, the Bonehead. Okay, yes. If we get the W, then everybody gets eggnog, and he said that I told him that he could put screwball in it, and he wrote back and said, no fireball. Hey, man, get your balls right there, Jeff. That doesn't sound right. How come we don't get Dallas Goedert involved? And I wrote back, well, from your lips to God's ears. And maybe if it's Minshew, we'll see more of Dallas Goedert.
There's no doubt about it in my mind.
Meanwhile, 609-403-0973 if you'd like to contribute on the text message board.
And what about Dan? I was going to say, what about he? This is great.
He says, where in the world are these Eagles scores coming from? I bleed green, but they are 5-7 for a reason.
Amen, Dan. He's right.
Wow, we'll see what your Pete, score is.
How about this? Yesterday on the show we talked about what do you think other teams? We're talking about the Eagles have the easy schedule coming up. What do you think the Washington Redskins and the Giants and the Jets are saying? Oh, we got the Eagles coming in.
I don't think they instill fear in anybody.
But I'm saying they're saying the same thing. Well, we got an easy part of the schedule.
Well, I also don't think they look at them like the Lions or somebody that's one of the dumpster fires that are out there.
But they're not as concerned about the Eagles as we might believe we think they might be.
I would agree with that. But hell hath no fury like a disgruntled team, and I think the Eagles are embarrassed and pissed off at how they played last
week. Back a
week.
wounded dog into a corner. What's going to happen.
That's true. You're going to get bit.
All right, the first hour of the locker room is powered by
Surety Title.
Surety provides comprehensive title insurance and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers.
Did you think I was going to fail that?
I was waiting for you.
I might.
Brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shortest center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. This Tuesday, I invited you to the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine.
I'm aware.
Holiday Gala.
I'm aware. I told you.
Free hors d'oeuvres.
I have a prior commitment on Tuesday.
Ken Dunnick.
But I'm very appreciative of the invite. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for that.
If you have a business, this is the place where you want to go because I'm telling you, it's a who's who of business people there. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia, South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. We'll see you at Maggio's and at the Cherry Hill Mall on Tuesday night. When we return, we'll wrap up the first hour of the Locker Room. You're listening to the Locker Room with Pete Thompson, Billy Schweim, right here on 97.3 ESPN. We're back here in the Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Pete Thompson, Eagles game day, Eagles Jets 105 right here on 97.3 ESPN. Of course, the official Eagles pregame show at 12 noon, followed by Mike and Merle with the call right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Been checking Twitter during a commercial break. Jeff Kerr, who's on with Gil quite a bit, tweeted out that the Eagles are warming up, but I've yet to see Jalen Hurts out there. Now, that was 18 minutes ago. John Clark, our pal from NBC Sports Philadelphia, said Nick Sirianni, he put video up, Nick Sirianni walking by Boston Scott, who seems good to go today. Missed some practices this week with an illness, so Boston Scott looks like he's going to be a go. Anything we were worried about there is Nothing to be worried about, it appears. What else is coming in on the
I'm
Tweety
looking at
board
my,
here?
on the second hour, we have the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, checks in for his picks for week 12 in the NFL. And then we'll be talking with Brad Quast. He's up on assignment.
Yeah, that's
he's
right.
He's up at MetLife Stadium. By the way, Mike Gill's beat me. I go head to head against Gill in the fantasy football.
Oh, you're
today.
getting your butt beat?
Yeah, well, he had CeeDee Lamb. He's up 21 points on me.
I would love Gil to beat you because he's so bad.
He's like 1-9 or something.
Yeah, like he was leading me early, I think, Thanksgiving week, and then that was all she wrote. Yeah, I just stomped him like a bug.
He's does he put any effort into this, or just does he make changes, you think?
Oh, I don't think he's totally mailing it in, but I also don't think this is his. I mean, he did it as a favor to make sure we had enough teams to play.
Okay,
hey, before I forget, congratulations, Cedar Creek football. Cedar Creek beats Woodrow Wilson 35-34 to win the Group 3 regional championship.
Mike Rozier's alma mater,
That's
Woodrow
right.
Wilson.
Well, it was close.
All right, first hour's in the book. Hour 2 ahead of us. It's the Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson, right here on 97.3 ESPN. All right, we're back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson. Eagles Sunday, Eagles Jets 105 MetLife Stadium. Pete, are you a fair weather fan? Fair weather producer today?
Why do you ask?
Well, you don't play No Eagles fight song today?
I don't play the fight song off a loss.
Is that right?
You lose, you don't get the fight
You got to
song.
be back in the team 100% at all times, Pete.
I do, but
Well,
you
you know,
lose,
you
you
gotta
don't
play
get
the-
the fight song.
you
It's
don't
as
get the-
simple as that.
Wow.
You got to earn it, Billy.
Wow.
You got to earn it.
Wow.
Now, this is interesting. So Tim McManus.
Is that like that's like Tom Hanks at the end of Saving Private Ryan when he says, "Earn
it.
this."
Yeah, it's correct. Earn it. He told Matt Damon that.
Right, earn it.
Tim McManus, who is the Eagles beat reporter for ESPN, has now tweeted out a minute ago that Gardner Minshew is starting today versus the Jets per a league source. All right, so it's only 11:02. We don't have the thing out now. Derek Gunn has also tweeted out from Mike Garofalo's tweet that says it's official. Eagles quarterback Gardner Minshew starts, sources say. So,
And here we go, Pete.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Get that stash ready.
What is it with Philadelphia's obsession with the second string quarterback?
Well, it's like the obsession with the backup goalie, right? If you're the Flyers goalie, you can be the greatest starter in the world, but yeah, they're always like, put so and so.
I'm telling you, the handwriting is on the wall. Gardner Minshew is going to have a good game today.
I would think the entire Eagles football team is going to have a good game today. But yes.
Well, not according to Dan from EHT.
I know. He wants to know where these scores came from. You know?
Hey, listen, Dan, last week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, everybody associated with this show and everybody at ESPN here, Mike Gillip, Josh Henning, Pete
we
Thompson.
didn't have a single person.
Everybody picked the Eagles last week.
Yeah, I mean, how are you going to know that we're going to do that? Listen, Joey D on the message line, the text message board says, hey, listen, guys, Mondays are rough enough, but did you notice after a loss, it's almost impossible to function? We need a big win today to get the bad taste out of our mouths from last week. And by the way, PT, since I know you read this, I'm hoping that we won't have any turnovers, so you won't be running around your house shouting expletives. That's true, Joey. I did do that last
listen,
week.
even after 3 interceptions and a fumble by Boston Scott.
The fumble was the one where I think the neighbors heard me. I mean,
Pete,
I was really mad.
They still had an opportunity to win the game.
Yeah, if they throw it to a receiver that can catch the damn ball. 609-403-0973 is the text message board number. 609-403-0973. We welcome your predictions, your comments, your texts via that text message board, 609-403-0973. Yes, Billy.
Now, Pete, if you're the coach, I mean, obviously you want to get Jalen Hurts was a first-round draft choice, right?
I'm aware.
I would bench him.
What?
I'd bench Jalen Reagor.
Oh, Jalen Reagor.
Who did I say?
You said Hurts.
No. I mean, Jalen. I'm sorry.
I was like
No.
flabbergasted because you're the biggest Jalen Hurts guy I've ever met.
I'm not the biggest Jalen Hurts. I'm just not as negative as a lot of people. For me, the jury's still out. I haven't seen enough.
I think you're a distant cousin. You might be a member of his family. You love him so much.
I like quarterbacks that have that quality, that leadership quality.
How'd you feel about him last week?
Well, he let me down. That was
the only fun that I had during that game was texting you and reminding you this is the guy you love. This is the guy you want to be a franchise quarterback. And what'd you have to come back with? Nothing.
How could I come back and have 14.7 17.5 quarterback rating?
Never let the facts get in the way.
How am I going to come back to that?
17.3 passer rating. That is correct. Brutal.
All right.
Just run the ball, man. Run the ball. They have the number 1 ranked rushing offense. There's an idea. You're averaging 157, almost 158 yards a game. Then just keep doing that.
So last
Shouldn't
year,
matter who's in.
Last year, Blitz's Market, when we did our promotion, it was every time the Eagles scored 30 points or more. Well, they didn't do it once last year, so we couldn't even. So we changed it up, and all of a sudden they've scored 30 points or more like 5 times.
Well, there you go. So see what happens. Yeah, they had 32 against the Falcons. They had 30 in a loss to the Chiefs. They had 44 against the Lions. Boy, that was a fun day. 30 against the Broncos, which nobody really saw coming, but they were good. 40 against the Saints. I enjoyed myself immensely at that game. Oh, by the way, I'll say this on the air since I might have told you off the air. On Sunday, December 19th. So, next week's the bye, but the week after that, yeah, you got to find another producer. I'm going on the game.
That's great, Pete.
Yep.
That's great.
Figure it out. Thanks.
We'll get Gil in here.
Sure. Just make sure you tell him. He'll be like, I'm not coming in.
609-403-0973 is the text board. Keep the text messages coming with your opinions, thoughts, concerns.
Nick from Brigantine says, I love the Birds today, but I'm still expecting Scooter's tie. That's great.
That'll
Nick.
never happen.
You got a better chance. Well, anyhow, Birds 38-17, says Nick. So he likes the Birds and he likes them big. That's funny, Nick. Thank you for making us laugh.
So you get a little skeptical when, like last week, when I saw the trend. You and I we make our picks last. Everybody gets them in, and everybody's picking the Birds. And I start to think to myself, every time I see that, I get nervous.
Okay, so if everybody goes one way, then you feel like something's wrong.
No, because I already know which way I'm going. I mean,
yeah, and I know which way I'm going.
But it just concerns me because in the NFL, anything can happen on any given Sunday, right? Isn't that what they say?
That's what they say. They named a movie after that and everything.
The Eagles. The Eagles this is a perfect opportunity for them.
There we go. John Clark has tweeted out that Gardner Minshew will in fact start at quarterback today, and I'm told that Jalen Hurts is inactive with his ankle injury, and then put on top of that Reed Sinnett is the backup. Grayson's hope that at least Hurts would be able to stand on the sideline and in a pinch. Nope, they're not even taking
Pete,
a chance.
I wonder if they're looking at this. Look, we have a bye week next. Let's just get them rest. They're playing against the Jets.
Yeah, and competitive advantage, they're not going to put that out on Tuesday, right? They're not going to put that out on Thursday. Maybe they knew all week. And they're just trying to, slow roll it. And when they have to, and we still have 22 minutes until the official inactives come out. But everybody, I think what happened too is, remember Jeff Kerr had said that he hadn't seen Jalen Hurts out for warmups at all. And now some videos coming out that you do see Gardner Minshew walking around out there. He's got his headphones on, and multiple people are reporting Gardner Minshew.
And the Jets are only scoring, about 14 points a game? So, I mean, their offense has been anemic. They stink.
Yeah, they stink. Yeah,
I mean,
there's no ways. There's no ifs. That's what happens. That's how you get to only 3 wins. You stink, right? You're not very good.
So if Grayson is correct, does Gannon dial up any blitzes? You just got to beat these guys with the front four.
Well, and remember what I was talking about earlier about pressure and how other than Javon Hargrave, they haven't really been getting home. I think you dial up a blitz or two when needed to just sort of put further pressure on a really poor Jets quarterback. I mean, just continue that trend.
I like to see. I think Fletcher Cox needs to have a big game today.
Well, and he gets a lot of double teams. I mean, a lot of times he has a big game, and then you don't really know that he has a big game. And he's kind of the guy that people love to hate because, quite frankly, he's the guy that everybody expects to have multiple sacks per game. And it doesn't work that way. It's kind of difficult when beating one guy, fine. Beating 2 guys, okay. Beating 2.5, sometimes they chip over.
So, Pete, we got the Jets, and you're not going to give me the Eagles fight song today?
Maybe I'll give it to you in the last
break. All right. Let's
you gotta earn it though, man.
But still, you got to get pumped up. This is an opportunity right here. This is a must-win game today, Pete.
I'm aware of that.
This is a must-win. If you have any aspirations of making the playoffs, it's a must-win.
Okay, that's fine.
Because look, the Washington football team is ahead of us.
I know
in the standings.
It's disgusting.
How's that happen?
That's the game I'm going to now.
Well, by the way,
what do you mean? How does that happen? You haven't been following Washington and what they're doing?
No, I just don't think Washington's a good team, but yet they're
they may not be very good offensively.
They lost Chase Young on top of all of it. And their defense is playing better.
I know their defense is playing really well. Have you seen? And they're really solid at the linebacker and safety position. Landon Collins, Cole Holcomb, pretty darn good.
Circle of wagons.
I mean, forget about it.
Pete Thompson,
circle of wagons. That's the Bills.
What's your record now at home at the link?
Oh, I lost the Chargers game. I'm 1-1. Yeah, so
I'm 0-3. I'm staying away.
Right, good. Stay away. Nobody wants you there, but I'll be there. But you stay home.
All right. The second hour of the locker room is brought to you by
the Great Bay Country Club.
There you go.
Took me a second.
Where it's not just golf; it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home of the 3-hour and 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining, or experience lively atmosphere in the pub. There's always a full calendar of golf. Oh, yeah, the pub's great. There's a full calendar of golf and social events throughout the season to appeal to everyone, For more information on how to become a member, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. When you get down there, say hello to Radio Ron Ralston, Kevin Kelly starting you off. It's a great atmosphere to be involved in. And my winter watchdog, Pete.
Oh, you knew I was barking.
Have you heard of New Jersey's premier vacant home management service, My Winter Watchdog? You know those worrisome thoughts that creep into your mind every time you hear of a storm coming and the daunting task of driving down to the shore to check on the house, hours of time on the road. Let My Winter Watchdog be your eyes and ears with their 15-point inspection checklist. They offer a full menu of maintenance and improvement services. Owner Debbie McGonigal and her team of property caretakers are professional, licensed, bonded, and insured. So don't let the winter worry you. They'll give your house that lived-in look. That's My Winter Watchdog. Go to mywinterwatchdog.com or give them a call at 267-202-1869. That's 267-202-1869. Or send Debbie an email, debbie@mywinterwatchdog.com. Want to remind people the locker room at Blitz's Market. Want to discount your Eagles game day meal? Get down to Blitz's during the season and get Italian hoagie for $5 when you mention the locker room. Blitz's is open all season long at 21st and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Blitz's now has online ordering at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. That's Blitz's, their home of the dill pickle hoagie. It's really a big deal. When we return, it's the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app. All right, we're back here in the locker room. Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson, 97.3 ESPN. We're sporting our Eagles green as we're getting ready for Eagles Jets. It's fantasy football time, and it's week 12. It's going fine by, isn't it, PT?
It's a wonderful thing, right? As long as they win. I mean, I don't want to be going into no bye week with an Eagles loss. Blech.
Now it's time for the Fantasy Football Guru, brought to you by Stella Exteriors. They've been providing professional roofing and siding at affordable prices since 1996. Did you know that only 2% of roofing contractors qualify as a GAF Master Elite Installer? So if you do the math, choosing Stella Exteriors takes 98% of the worry out. That's Stella Exteriors, 636 West Avenue in Ocean City, New Jersey. Give them a call, 609-399-1010. 609-399-1010. Let's go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome in my fantasy football guru and yours, Brian Hartley. Good morning, Guru.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Well, Guru, I'm looking at the standings here in the Playland standings in our fantasy Playland League, and I am tied with one Brian Hartley.
Yeah, that's not good. It's not good. I got to win the next 2 weeks to make the playoffs.
Oh, I guess me too, right? Well, Team Simpson's at 10-2 in my league, so I don't know. I might, and I don't think I'm going to make the playoffs.
I like that Simpson guy. Yeah. Good on him.
Yeah, it's convenient. He always likes to make the draft, in the middle of the day when the park is open in the summer, and I spend on my draft. But it's convenient when you can do that.
He distracted you, Brian.
Exactly.
Guru, Christian McCaffrey's down again, man. Guy can't stay on the field, can he?
No, it's amazing. Really, this year, as far as fantasy football goes, all the top picks have been banged up. McCaffrey is down. Barkley has missed a lot of time. Dalvin Cook has been injured. Derrick Henry went down. Zeke Elliott's been banged up. Really the top six running backs, Alvin Kamara has missed a bunch of time this year. The top six running backs that were taken this year have all missed time. And I think it's one of those things that people, the next few years, I think are going to really start to evaluate, the running back position as well as these guys are. Are they worthy of top picks anymore, or are wide receivers more dominant because of the fact that the running backs just take more abuse and can't stay on the field anymore?
And that's what I was going to allude to. I mean, next year, what are you going to do? Like, fool me? I've taken Christian McCaffrey twice now.
I took him too.
2 years in a row. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, or fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I'm not picking him next year.
Yeah, it's
and then he's going to come back and have a monster season.
Exactly. You say that now, but when it's your pick in the draft,
right,
you're sitting there and you're scratching your head, going, "Man, can I really afford to pass up on this?" And then something like this happens. But it's the truth anymore. When you look around the NFL, most of these teams now have platoon situations. They have two guys that are running the ball. Even in a place like Dallas, you have Zeke Elliott and you got Tony Pollard right behind him, who's playing unbelievably well, and you could clearly make the case that Tony Pollard is the better running back and should be getting the bulk of the carries these days. But there's only so many running backs that really are the standalone guy, a guy like McCaffrey, a guy like Dalvin Cook, and a guy like Derrick Henry, even Alvin Kamara splits times. But those guys are the guys. They're going to get their touches as long as they stay healthy. They're not going to have someone really nipping at their heels or eating away at their points of production. But once you get past those first couple guys, you're in the situations where there's two guys, and it's a question of, is it really worth it? But the NFL anymore, these guys take a lot of abuse day in and day out, and it's hard to stay on the field, and we're really seeing that this season.
We're talking to the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley. Now, Guru, a few minutes ago, we've been seeing on Twitter, Pete's been reading off what's going on up there at MetLife Stadium. It's now announced that Gardner Minshew will be the starting quarterback. So if you have Jalen Hurts on your fantasy team, you better be paying attention, because you want to pull them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Hurts has been very, very productive last week, aside. He's been one of the more productive fantasy football quarterbacks this season. Even though the Eagles are not the greatest team, again, it goes something that you and I talked about a few weeks ago is, you don't necessarily look for quarterbacks that are winning and they're 8-2 or whatever. You're looking for guys that are in dogfights every week, that got to go all the way to the end of the fourth quarter to keep throwing the ball, guys that are down. I can remember a few years ago, guys like Jameis Winston, not someone I'd want on my football team running my squad, but as a fantasy quarterback, the guy put up unbelievable numbers. And that's something Hurts has been doing. It's going to be interesting to see how that offense is today with Gardner Minshew. Hurts has been very effective running the ball, even though they've been running more with the running backs this week. They have other issues there as well as far as injuries. But Minshew was exciting in Jacksonville. He can run the ball and he can sling it. So, we're going against the Jets. But after last week, nothing surprises me. I'm not going to get my hopes up today.
All right, now I asked Pete Thompson off the air, but I'm going to ask you because you're the guru. I have Dallas Goedert, but I also have Gronkowski.
Wait, say what I said.
You said put Gronkowski in.
Thank you. Okay,
right.
go ahead.
No, well, no, I want to ask the guru. So
All
I have.
right.
So you know that Gronk is going up, or you know that Goddard's going up against the Jets. Even though Gardner Minshew is the quarterback, I think I think that Gardner Minshew is going to have a big day today. Who should I go with, Gronk or Dallas Goedert?
Yeah, so it's interesting. I actually picked Gronk up this week. He became available because of injuries last week. Someone had to drop him to make room on their roster. And I was able to claim him this week. I had dropped Antonio Brown. I've been holding on to him forever, but now with this suspension, finally just had to ditch him.
His fake COVID card.
For him every week to come back, and now all of a sudden, he's ready to come back, and now he's out for 3 games. So I am playing Gronkowski. I think, especially with Antonio Brown out, his receptions have been going up every week. He had a nice week last week. I think it was 7 for 123, something like that. So I think Gronkowski's poised for a nice game today. And, I would play him today over Goddard. Now, you're right. Goddard could have a nice game. Devonta Smith could have a nice game. But I think it's the unknown of really not knowing what to expect today out of Gardner Minshew that would give you pause.
All right, so it's week 12 in the NFL. Give us your picks for week 12.
Week 12 of the NFL, I like a quarterback. Kirk Cousins going against the Detroit Lions. Matt Stafford against the Jacksonville Jaguars, trying to get back on track. And I like Tua Tagovailoa against the New York Giants. At running back, Madison filling in for the injured Dalvin Cook against Detroit. I like Jamal Williams against Minnesota. They're going to have to throw the ball, and Williams does catch a lot of balls out of the backfield, so PPRs, I think he's got good value there. And I like Matt Breida tomorrow night against New England. I think it's going to be a tough game, but Breida has been really playing well. He's got that explosive speed, had that big touchdown run or catch at the end of the game last week, so that increases value. And I also keep an eye on Darrell Williams tonight. See what happens with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, that late game going against my Broncos. Helaire has been sick. They're saying he probably will play, but that could be a last-minute thing that, there might be somebody you could pick up off waivers. At wide receiver, I like Devontae Smith today going against the Jets. I like Van Jefferson against Jacksonville. And I'm taking Zach Ertz today with Kyler Murray hopefully coming back, going against the lowly Chicago Bears. I think Ertz could have a nice little game today. Those are my picks for week 13 of the NFL season.
All right, so fantasy football guru, you just made mention that your Chiefs or your Broncos play the Chiefs tonight. They moved that, they flexed that to the later game. The Broncos have been playing pretty well.
Yeah, they have been playing pretty well, and quite honestly, I really expected it to go the other direction after the Von Miller trade. The defense is playing much better. Patrick Surtain Jr. had that nice interception return for a touchdown last week. I don't think it's a good matchup for them tonight. The Chiefs are starting to really start that uptick that I think we were all waiting for at some point in the season. We knew, I think it was just a matter of time that they would get on track again and be that team that we don't want to see, really. But I don't think it's going to be that much of a game, but you never know. Teddy Bridgewater's just been kind of managing the games, keeping them close, and they've been running the ball really well, which has helped there with Melvin Gordon. And, we'll see what happens.
All right, Guru, it's time for your Eagles pick. We've had the sports book Consigliere has the Eagles 24-20. Mike Carlin yesterday on the show, 24-10 Eagles. Josh Henning, 21-13. Scott Grayson, Fox 29 News, 34-10. What say you, Guru?
2016, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Wow, 2016. So it's a low-scoring game. The under. You go under.
I do think so, yep.
All right. Fantasy Football Guru, as always, we appreciate it. Love having you on, and we'll do it again next week.
Sounds great, guys. Thanks for having me. Billy, our mutual friend, Ricky Moe, says hello.
All right, there he is, the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, brought to you by Stella Exteriors. They've been providing professional roofing and siding at affordable prices since 1996. Did you know that only 2% of roofing contractors qualify as a GAF Master Elite installer? So if you do the math, choosing Stella Exteriors takes 98% of the worry out. That's Stella Exteriors, 636 West Avenue in Ocean City, New Jersey. Give them a call at 609-399-1010. 609-399-1010. The Fantasy Football Guru live on the Maserati the Mainline Sports Hotline. Pete, you're in first place, man, in our 97.3 ESPN.
Yeah, but I'm playing the other guy that's 9-3, so I'm tied. I was feeling real special about myself for a while there, and then Jalen Hendricks is also 9-3. Now he's coming off a loss. I'm coming off a win, but and he already burned one guy. He had somebody in the Thursday night game, but we'll see. Look, I got some issues in that league, I believe, because I got DeAndre Swift, who's injured. I have Andre Dillon, who's on a bye. I got Juju Smith-Schuster, who's injured. I got Tunyon. I got these guys buried on IR, and I'm just trying to find depth somewhere, and it's hard to find at this point in the season.
Call the guru.
That's right. He'll always
steer me right. The second hour of the Locker Room is brought to you by
Great Bay Country Club.
That's right.
Sorry.
Where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home of the 3-hour and 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining, or experience lively atmosphere in the pub. For more information on how to become a member of this exclusive country club, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Somers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. Friends, let me tell you about Maserati, the Mainline, located just minutes from downtown Philadelphia. They offer a client-focused car buying experience designed to exceed all expectations and invite you to stop and see the area's largest selection of new Maseratis, including the sporty Ghibli mid-size sedan and the class-leading Levante, the only SUV worthy of being called a Maserati. Maserati, the Mainline, also leads the nation in certified pre-owned sales and has the highest quality like new Maseratis available on the market. Your experience does not end at the point of a sale, as Maserati, the Mainline, offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides a new Maserati loaner car. So be audacious. Call my good friend Michael Pileggi at Maserati, the Mainline, at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800, or visit him online anytime at motml.com. When we return, we'll travel north to MetLife Stadium and check in with Brad Quast. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson, right here on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app. All right, we're back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson. Now, hey, we're going to go up to MetLife Stadium and talk to Brad Quast. But before we do that, before we bring him up, you took him on a date Thursday.
Yeah, it was a mandate. That's what it is.
I want to get him, bring him. Let's go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome into the locker room our own Brad Quast. What's up, Brad?
I'm in the stadium. I think there's more Eagles fans than there are Jets fans.
You know the Eagles fans travel well. Did we lose him? You there?
I don't know. He sounded great for a good period of time.
He's all pumped up. Brad, you there?
Brad, are you there? Maybe he hit mute on his phone. I've done that with my cheek before. I get so excited. You know, I get fired up.
So you went to the concert with Brad. Did he eat all your popcorn like he ate all my popcorn?
Is that what it was?
No.
We had a nice, yeah, there he is. All right, Brad, you're back on. You probably hit mute on your phone with your cheek. I've done that.
Okay, I'm back. Yeah.
Hey, Brad, before we get started with your report, a couple things I want to bring to your attention. Your Iowa team got waxed last night.
Oh, embarrassing. Hey, listen, Iowa had a great year. They got a great football team, but Michigan just had athletes all over the place. And we couldn't do anything against them. They just made more plays. And so I'm happy for Jimmy getting to that milestone and playing in the Big Ten championship. And I just hope it'd be nice to see, a Big Ten team in the Final Four. That's what I want.
All right. So. And another thing, you went on a date with Pete Thompson on Thursday night. Did you eat all his Did you eat all his popcorn? Did you eat all his popcorn like you ate all my popcorn?
And he was a good date. He drove me home safe and sound. So it was a good day. So yeah, but I couldn't believe the concert. I grew up with Phil Collins, and he wasn't the same. It was just but a great concert. It was a good time.
All right, you're up there at MetLife Stadium. Give us
I'm at MetLife right now. Yep, tailgating.
Give us the lay of the land. A lot of Eagles people up there. A lot of Eagles fans.
A lot of Eagles fans. I'm like, there's an Eagles party I'm looking at, but there's a lot of Jets fans as well. But it's hard to tell because everyone's got green on.
Yeah, right.
Everyone's got green, so it's hard to tell.
Has it filtered to the parking lot yet, Brad, that Jalen Hurts is not playing? Did you know that?
I did not know that info that Jalen Hurts is not playing. So I will ask around and see what the effects of the game is.
Gardner Minshew will be the Eagles quarterback, and Hurts not only is not playing, he's not even going to be in uniform. Sinnett is going to be the backup.
Wow, see that's a game changer. That's a game changer. So that's going to change. But do you think you think the Eagles will still want to throw the ball? Hopefully they hand the ball off, right? Hand the ball off, run the ball 35 times tonight.
Well, I'm going to tell you that I think this is Philadelphia. We know that Philadelphia loves a quarterback controversy, and we're enamored with the number 2 guy. And I just got a feeling that Gardner Minshew is going to come out.
It's not like this guy stinks. He has 37 touchdowns and 11 interceptions in his career, and he's been a number 1. It's not like this guy's a lifelong number 2. He's been a QB1.
Yeah, no, he knows how to win, and you got to give him a shot. Give him a chance. And he might dazzle us and come out and throw for 3 touchdowns. You don't know.
Now, Brad, you played professional ball. You also played at Iowa. When the backup comes in, is there any? Obviously, as a pro, it's a business, but there are still, they're human beings. I mean, it's your job. Jalen Hurts is the starting quarterback, but I gotta believe that, he wants to play, and he obviously wants to see Minshew do well, but not that great.
Yeah, no. Right? Listen, you're out there competing every day, and you want to play. And if medically, the only thing that's going to keep him not playing is if the medical doctor shuts you down. Because you got to sign. The players want to play, and the doctors shut them down. The coach, the GM will go say, "Hey, listen, what about Jalen? You think he's ready?" And if the medical staff says no, they're going to shut him down.
But a lot of players try to play through it. They might not.
Well, there's the big thing. The big thing is there's a difference between being hurt and pain.
I just heard an Eagles chant.
Yeah, that's right. I heard that in the background too.
Tell them to do it again, Clue.
Yeah, hold on. I mean, hold on. Okay, we're on here now, right? that sound, guys?
It sounded great. Sounded great down here in South Jersey.
All right. A lot of green. Hey, guys, you guys have a good show.
All right.
And we'll talk. All right. I'm going to go tailgate now. I'm tailgating.
Hey, Q, give me your prediction give me your score for today's game.
Prediction of the game.
We're ready.
Eagles. Okay, you ready? Eagles 28, Jets 14.
28-14, right on the number.
28-14.
All right, Brad. Enjoy the game, and we'll see you this week.
All right, Brad. Take care,
thanks,
buddy.
Guys.
Good times.
Dude, is he great or what?
Oh, he's the best.
Is he
feel like
pumped up?
he's ready to run like the jet sweep, except it has the word jet in it. So he'd be like, no, give me another play, right?
By the way, he was drafted by the Jets.
He was. That's that also helps getting the Jet love up there, you know? So I'm in the car on the way up to the concert with him. And I said, oh, you were drafted by the Jets, huh? And he says, yeah. I said, my guy, Rocky Cleaver. Oh, yeah, I know Rocky. I go, how about Greg Buttle? He goes, people confuse me for Greg Buttle. I go, yeah, because you're both wild and crazy. He goes, yeah, that's right. He admitted it.
So
yeah, that's right.
He takes me to the American Underdog movie.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous. I think you got the better date.
No, but he ate all my popcorn.
Yeah, we didn't have any popcorn. And it wasn't like we had one drink, two straws. So we did just fine.
I don't know how the heck you made school the next day.
I'm very talented. I'm very gifted.
Kissing babies and shaking hands, PT.
That's my gig, man. That's what I do. Is it true that Rodgers is 80-1 at home when leading at halftime? No, I don't know, Nick. That's Aaron Rodgers. I would assume he's asking me about that.
Now, when you think of the New York Jets, when I first say New York Jets, what's the first thing you think? Joe Namath. Yeah. Remember the sack exchange?
Gastineau and Marty Lyons. I wouldn't remember the other half.
Gastineau, Lyons,
Klecko, right?
Joe Klecko,
Dan Klecko's father. Dan Klecko was my Temple guy,
right?
Joe Klecko,
Klecko, and do you remember the other one?
There's another one.
Yes, they were at 4.
It's been so long since the Jets
New York
were relevant.
sack exchange.
Yeah, sure. Oh, by the way, as I was scrolling Twitter while Brad was talking, guess who's inactive for the New York Football Giants today?
I would say Daniel Jones.
That is correct. Daniel Jones out. Why couldn't he have been out last week?
Well, he only put up 13 points. It wasn't like we had to worry about Daniel Jones last week.
I know, but I mean, that might have led to the victory.
Remember, the Eagles lost. The Giants didn't win the game. The Eagles lost the game.
Yes, I would agree with that too. Yes, I would agree with that too. Yes.
You can't have Jalen Reagor dropping balls. I wouldn't even go to him this week.
Did you hear?
And whatever happened to Quez Watkins? I like his speed, his talent. They don't even get him the ball.
These are funny. Some things to remember today. You're not allowed. No, you are allowed. I was reading that wrong. You are allowed to like and root for both Jalen Hurts and Gardner Minshew. It is okay to hope that Gardner Minshew does great today, and then we return right back to Jalen Hurts after the bye week. And it's okay to have a preference between the two.
Yeah, but you know what happens here in this town, in this area.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
I mean, come on. You know, if Minshew has a good game today, Jalen Hurts is not stupid.
That's correct. He's a very smart
He knows what the temperature is here.
2 words that don't always go together. Smart athlete. Yes.
Controversy on the horizon, Pete?
We'll see what he does first. I mean, you can't say there's anything out there yet. He hasn't
done
it.
He actually did well with a horrible Jacksonville Jaguars team.
Right, and he was Minshew magic, man. It was a lot of fun to watch.
The mustache, right? They made a big thing of it.
I just hope that he gets out there and leads him to victory. I don't care how he does it. I don't care if he does it with his arm. I don't care if he turns around and does it by handing it off again and again and again, just like Lenigan. Again and again.
I like that, Pete. That's good stuff.
Thank you.
Pete, the Eagles rushing game. Boston Scott, he's going to play. Right?
Yeah, it looks like, he's active. Yeah.
Miles Sanders. Both of those guys rushed for 64 yards each last week, a piece, except for Boston Scott put one on the ground.
At a key moment.
But he did score a touchdown.
Man, I didn't realize this, too. I'm sorry. I know we're not talking about the Giants, but do you know that they flew to Miami for today's game? Then they fly to Tucson, Arizona, and then they're going to practice at the University of Arizona because to go from there out to L.A. to play the Rams before they get back to New Jersey. So, I mean, that's a huge.
Do you think Joe Judge gets fired at the end of the year?
I don't know what his contract situation is. Maybe,
Who cares about his contract situation? Is he a good coach?
No, I think the guy can coach. I don't think he's been given they're going to fire the GM before they're going to fire the coach. That's the way I look at it. Plus, if you owe him a lot of money, then you're not going to fire him,
Howard
right?
Roseman has job security.
Just once in my life, Billy, and I've said this on the radio before, just once in my life, I want to get paid to not work. And that's what happens in sports. It drives me crazy.
It's amazing.
Athletes and coaches get paid to not work. They get paid to go away. Why doesn't that ever happen to you and me?
I know this is not. This is our Eagles pregame show.
The pregame to the pregame.
How about Scherzer? The money he got.
Yeah, big time, right?
Is that unbelievable?
Well, look, teams were under pressure in baseball to get something done before the stoppage happened.
Right.
You weren't lit on fire.
You're not on. I think you knocked yourself off.
No. Button's on here. 1, 2, 1, 2.
There it is. There you go.
Amazing how that happens.
You're knocking stuff all over.
I didn't hit anything. I don't
Bull in the china closet.
Sorry. Well, anyhow, you weren't impressed by the lone Philly signing?
No.
That didn't do anything for you?
Who? No, what?
Can you say his name right?
I couldn't even say his name right. Don't care.
You
care that baseball's in a lockout?
He might. No, not right now. I'm totally into the NFL.
And by the way, the Flyers and the Sixers.
Oh, my God. The Flyers play
They better thank their lucky stars that this is a football town. Because if you lose 7 games in a row in February when there's no Eagles football.
Can you see that picture that I'm putting in the StreamYard there?
It's somebody crying.
No, it's blood.
Who is that? Is that
he got hit in the face?
McEwen?
I thought that was Justin Braun, I believe.
Oh, is that Braun?
The puck went up on his stick when they played the Rangers and barely showed up.
Listen to my article that I post every Friday on 973ESPN.com.
Yeah.
I put underachieving. Talk about underachieving. What is wrong with the Flyers?
Gil asked me who my worst defender is, and I picked JVR.
Get in front of the net, JVR.
Yeah.
Screen the goalie.
Some other people think that Cam Atkinson would be that guy, but I think Cam Atkinson has contributed at least some. JVR, to me, I just watched the guy chew on his mouthpiece. That's all he does.
Both the Sixers and the Flyers better thank the Eagles, because if this was January or February,
especially if Minshew plays well today.
Yeah.
All right.
That'll be all over the newspaper.
That's what you read, the newspaper.
All right. The second hour of the Locker Room is brought to you by
Great Bay Country Club,
where it's not just golf, it's
always a great day at Great Bay.
It's fun.
Whatever, dude. I don't have the copy in front of me.
Great Bay. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's over the 3-hour and 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining, or experience lively atmosphere in the pub. Plus, by the way, Pete, you know their food is it's outstanding.
What's going on
it's beautiful.
It was outstanding.
Yes.
This is weird.
All right, for more information on how to become a member, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. And, of course, Radio Ron Ralston, he rolled out the red carpet for us. We had a lot of fun that day.
Sure did. Brad wanted to go back the next week.
All right. Yeah, I know.
Hey, can we go play there again?
Just about everybody on air has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Duddick. For you, where their private business network they call the Legacy Club. Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. Of course, we'll be going to the holiday gala.
Yeah, now that I can't go, who are you going to take?
December 7th, a date which will live in infamy. You
going to ask Quast now that I can't go?
Yeah, he's coming. He's going.
Oh, he's already in?
Yeah,
he was already in?
I'm taking him.
So, wait.
I was going to bring all 3 guys.
So now you have another spot.
That's right.
You should bring somebody else in.
We'll see.
All right.
All right. When we return, it's time for our predictions. Pete Thompson, Billy Schweim, Eagles pregame show, 97.3 ESPN. All right, we're back here in the locker room. Billy Schweim, Pete Thompson. It's time for our picks, Pete. Now, the last time the Eagles met the Jets, the Eagles were 14-point favorites. And they ended up beating the Jets in 2019, 31-6.
At Lincoln Financial Field.
We just talked to Quas. He said it's a sea of green up there, but
it's all green.
But it's all green up there.
I mean, maybe that's all green, Look,
but there are a good contingent of Eagles fans up there.
And we know they're 11-0 all time in the series, and we know that's the most
10-1 against the spread.
I mean,
all time.
It's there's a lot of things pointing in their favor. Let's hope it continues that
I'm
way.
going to go first, and we'll save you for last once again.
All right.
I'm looking at the last time the Eagles played the Jets in 2019, so only 2 years removed from that.
Which has no relevance on today.
But the Jets only scored by 14 points some yards points per game.
Okay.
All right. The Eagles put about 25 up. So I'm going to go.
You and your stats.
Hey, man, it tells me something, Pete.
Okay.
You know what it's telling me?
Yeah.
I've got the Eagles winning this game 30-10.
30-10. All right. You're not that far off from what I predicted then. Grayson at 34-10, so he's only 4 points above you. Quas said Eagles 28-14. Gil thinks the Eagles are going to score 1 point more. He is 31-17. He said Dallas Goedert's his offensive game, while TJ Edwards is defensive, although he put in might be Slay. He just tweeted out this morning. He loves to cover. Like, if he played roulette, he'd have money on every damn number. You know what I mean? Hartley 20-16. Mike Carlin says 24-10. The Consigliari says 24-20. Nobody's picking the Jets, by the way. Not a single person.
Does that bother you?
No.
Okay.
Josh Henning, 21-13 Eagles, and Dave Weinberg, 28-24 Eagles.
Everybody is loading up on the Eagles.
Must be a PW thing. Remember, I went to Plymouth White Marsh High School in Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania. The pride of Plymouth White Marsh, Mike Carlin picked Eagles 24-10. That was my pick with Gil on Friday. So I don't know if Carlin was listening and stole it or not, but once again, I match up with somebody else. So we're all going Eagles. There isn't a single person out there to pick the Jets. You know who might pick them?
Who?
Dr. Gregory Moen, my podiatrist. He might pick them.
He's a
you know
fan.
Who else might pick them?
My friend Jeff Bowe.
Rocky Cleaver, who lives in Linwood. He might pick them. Okay. Greg Buttle's around here somewhere going Jets, Jets. But those guys drink the Kool-Aid. I mean, come on now.
I have a couple friends of mine that live up in the in that area, and I don't know how he goes. Doug DeVito goes to every game, wears his Jets colors. There's pictures of him on Instagram tailgating. I just feel bad for him.
I mean, God bless him. I mean, listen.
How do they do it?
Well, even the Cubs won the World Series at one point, right?
The last Jets won in '69. That's it.
It's been a long time.
Long time.
Jets are with the Eagles today. Then they're home with the Saints. Oh, at the Dolphins. The Dolphins are no joke right now, by the way. Dolphins playing the Giants without Daniel Jones.
There goes that pick going down the drain.
Jaguars, Bucks, and Bills. Boy, the Jets' schedule is not easy. Oof.
By the way, big game at 4:25, Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
that's always that's like the backyard brawl. They don't like each other, those two teams.
Yeah. I enjoy watching that very much. I know that there's reports coming out too that Roethlisberger says it's going to be his last. Maybe his last year.
I've watched him play a few times. He doesn't have it anymore.
No, I think they tried to squeeze another year out of him and see what they could get, and this is what they're getting. I actually am going to drop, believe it or not, in fantasy. We were talking fantasy earlier. I'm going to drop the Steelers defense in favor of the Dolphins.
Yeah.
How about that?
Okay. How about that?
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, PT. So Eagles on a bye next week. We got the Jets today. They're on Eagles Jets on CBS.
Yes, that is a huge reminder. If you're looking for the game, it's on CBS. But if you're looking to listen to the game, listen to it right here on 97.3 ESPN. Then we got Steelers, Ravens, and then of course tonight we'll have Chiefs and Broncos. That's a good game on 97.3 ESPN. Tomorrow we've also got Sixers at the Hornets. Coverage beginning at 7 plus the Sports Bash with Mike Gill. Go ahead,
check out Grayson's Grades with Mike Gill on the Sports Bash. Check that out. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Sunday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. I'll be back next Saturday and Sunday for the locker room edition. We get the Army-Navy game next week and a whole lot more.
You love that.
Yeah, PT, have a great week at school.
You too, buddy.
I guess we'll be texting each other throughout the game, maybe.
I would anticipate a text or two.
All right, let's go, Birds, and let's go, Pete Thompson. We'll see you next week, everybody. Stay tuned for the game.